Welcome, friends, to another Vendor Spotlight series where we profile the creators behind the products. Today I am with the lovely Krista Kirkpatrick-Hatch, and she is here to talk to us about her postpartum affirmation calendar and the beautiful affirmation cards that she carries here at our space, and also tell us about her journey into motherhood and her work here as a local artist and all the amazing things that she's doing in the maternal community and life around the city. So I'll hand it over to you, and you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sounds good, thank you. So I'm Krista. I'm a mother of 3. I have 2 stepboys and a little daughter that's almost 3 years old. And I'm also a postpartum doula here in the city. I've been a postpartum doula for a little over a year now, and I was inspired to become a postpartum doula after the birth of my daughter. So it's been a really fun journey. I've met tons of other doulas and birth workers, and have really just made some pretty awesome connections in the birth world. And I love doula work. So
and it's such a needed service as we build our community, our village of supports as moms, as parents heading into that chapter of life with little ones. It is a lot leading up to childbirth and through pregnancy, and then the extension into motherhood through childbirth, and then that chapter of the postpartum period. That's when we also need so much support. So it's amazing that you're offering that.
Yeah, exactly. And it was in my own postpartum period that I realized that I needed extra help. I had never even heard of a doula before until it came up in my perinatal mental health group. And then I started poking around, and I'm like, that is what I want to do.
This is what I need.
This is what I needed 9 months ago.
It's one of those things that it's so important to have ahead of time in place if you can. I know myself too, it would have been very beneficial to have in those early days. I didn't even hear about it until fast forwarding years on into more so starting at Dragonfly, where I really started to hear about all these services, and I was aware of childbirth doula but not a postpartum doula. So again, such a great resource, and thank you for the work that you're doing for mamas in that way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Actually, why don't you tell us a little bit about your artist side of yourself too?
Indeed. So I am an artist as well. I've been doing art all of my life, and I think it was around maybe 10 years ago I started actually selling my art. People wanted to buy it, which was crazy to me. I'm like, what? Okay. And so I just thank you so much. I just started to play with it again, in the postpartum period, because I needed that outlet. I needed that self-care for myself. Couldn't be baby 100% of the time. I needed some me time. So started getting back into my art, and it was during that time that I started to think about how to marry my passion for art with my passion for doula work. And that's where these things got created. So one of the things that was really important to me in my postpartum period and in my perinatal mental health group were affirmations, just things to remind myself that, I'm doing a good job, even in the not so great moments. And
those need them the most.
Exactly. Right. And so that's where I created a deck, and then also a calendar where
why don't you flip through some of it?
For sure. So I designed everything on this calendar. So all of the art, the little drawing of the baby and everything I did myself.
And the style of the backdrop,
it's called alcohol ink, actually. And so that's also in the postpartum affirmation cards as well.
You flip through that.
And I just took affirmations that really resonated with me and that I felt would be really good and gender neutral for all parents, and I put them in a calendar, and I put them in an affirmation deck. And so just really wanted to give something to parents to just be a really nice reminder and a subtle reminder that, you know, like, yep, you're doing a great job and you are deserving of help and love and you time and everything. So,
and words are so powerful too. Having that ability to use affirmations internally wherever you are, whatever you're going through. I'm a big believer in them myself, and I use that every day as part of my daily practice. And having this beautiful artwork that you can display either all the way through the year in the calendars or pulling out a deck of cards and being able to lean into that for just that tangible reminder of the connection to yourself. You're feeling.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the deck as well, I just included a little gem. So my facilitator in my perinatal mental health group gave us a gem, and GEM stands for Good Enough Mother. Again, trying to be gender neutral, I just said Good Enough Parent for our gems, and it's a reminder for any parent that they're good enough so they can hold this gem in their pocket or have it in their car or in their gym bag or whatever, and it's just a reminder that you're a good enough parent just as you are. So
love that. Are they all the same or are they different? I know that one's rose quartz.
They're all different. So it's random which one you would get.
Random surprise in your bundle.
You could probably check the boxes to pick out the ones you want. But
or let the universe guide you to one that is meant for you.
That too.
That. Either one.
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I've created so far that links my art and my postpartum.
What a
business.
Beautiful bridge there.
Thank you. I mean, I'd like to design more things. I do have some other ideas in mind, but I just need the time to do it.
So stay tuned. There'll be more coming. And with your postpartum mental health group, where was, if you mind sharing a little bit about that too, where that was through and your experience that way?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was through Families Matter, and Families Matter is amazing. It's a free resource for all parents, and it can also be for children too. And so my mental health group was through them. I was going through a rough time and I reached out to them, and that's when I got in touch with that group and my facilitator, and it was just so helpful to just relearn tools. Like it's crazy because I work in mental health.
So that was part of your background.
So when I was in the thick of it, I wasn't just able to access those tools, but when I was going to this group, I was like, I do know this. I just couldn't access it. So it was just so good and really, really helpful, and now I can really guide other families who may be struggling to that resource. And they offer so many other things too. Like I've learned about the Circle of Security through them. Again, it's free and so relatable, not just to your children, but to any relationship I found. Like it's just so cool. There's like baby massage classes that you can get for free. Like it's wild. Like I love Families Matter. I cannot gush about them enough. So we've done a bit with them as well, and hearing about them through some other colleagues, and it just everyone has such positive things to say about the impact that it's had on their life. So definitely check them out. We'll include some information about them as well. And it's great to hear firsthand the experience that you had with them through your postpartum journey. So when did you get connected with them, just for frame of reference of where you were at in your journey and the types of interactions you had with them? Yeah, so I think I was about 9 months postpartum. So it was just around Christmas time. So Christmas is already stressful, but I think with a newborn and as a new parent, it was just a perfect storm. So got in touch with them around Christmas time, was put into a group in the new year, and I think I was a part of that group for 9 months as well. So
that's my other question.
Had a couple babies since getting in touch with them and having my own baby. So like after that, I just couldn't get enough. Refer everyone to Families Matter, like no matter what, like donate to them monthly. Like I love them so much because they saved my life.
I believe having that support in place. There's so much we go through physically, and the underestimated areas are the mental and emotional health that comes through such a wide, expansive, wild ride through parenthood.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, for sure. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you found that.
Yeah, me too. And like everybody prepares for baby coming, but nobody really prepares for
now what? You have this little human.
Right, yeah. And so I love that as a postpartum doula and as somebody in the birth work world, I can really just start to educate more people on postpartum doulas, on those mental health supports and resources, and just connect people in the ways that they need. Education and knowledge is power. So just talking more about it, more people are going to know
that this is an option, and that even that those feelings are valid and very normal, and not that them being normal makes them that you should just accept it and be, reach out and be true to yourself, reach out and get support where these resources are available, so that you can have, somebody in your corner helping you through those moments where you feel very uncertain and unfamiliar with what you're going through. Yeah.
And also just to have like the power and the bravery to ask for help when you need it, because I think
that resonates.
Because I just think, like, for myself anyway, like it was a point of pride to not ask for help, and the way that motherhood is portrayed is, oh well, you don't ask for help, you do it by yourself,
just figure it out, deal with it.
You're a super mom if you can do all this by yourself, and it's just not
and you're
realistic.
A failure if you're not, and you're if you say you're struggling. There's so much heaviness around that, and what can spiral into shame and guilt around that. So we are here to spread the word and create a different message that reaching out for help makes you a stronger person. Being vulnerable enough to open yourself up that way and say, hey, I'm really finding this challenging, or here's an area that I could use some support in. And the interesting thing is too that there's such a commonality through parenthood, and we all have our own different capacities of what we can handle. I remember vividly years and years ago now, these first steps into parenthood, where some of my circle of mom friends were totally in a different chapter as far as what they were experiencing and how their babies were, and all these different interactions, and what, maybe triggered me didn't trigger them, or vice versa. So that's where it really is. It's powerful to share stories and connect, and also have that courage to really look inward and say, okay, this is really challenging for me right now, and how can I again reach out and have support in this area? What do I do? What are the steps I need to do? Or even just opening up and talking to a friend about it, and starting there in a safe space to say, okay, I'm admitting that this is a very hard thing for me to say, but here's where I'm at, and I'm really not doing so good right now. And even just starting there can be a stepping stone to reaching out for more help, and resources like Families Matter that have undoubtedly the compassionate people there that are, there truly to support you and not judge you or make you feel any shame around reaching out for help.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And can you tell us a little bit about your postpartum services that you offer as a doula then? How can people get the support that we're talking about through like a person like yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So I because I have a day job, I offer support evenings and weekends, and you can reach out on my email, on my website, my phone.
Do you have booking capacity on your website then for people to book, or just reaching out to you and saying, here's where I'm at and what I'm looking for, and you come up with plan?
The best way to kind of gauge my booking capacity is on a website called Doula Match.
Oh, okay.
And you can actually search any doula on
nice.
Doula Match, which is really
great.
You just put in your location, and it'll actually sort by doulas that are closest to you.
Yeah, beautiful.
And who have availability when you need the help. The services I offer, it can be practical support, education. If you just need a break, I can offer that as well. So I can take baby while you go have a shower, go have a nap, go to the gym, whatever the case is.
Yeah, amazing.
Exactly. And then also just helping you with that transition. Whether it's your first baby or your second baby or your fifth baby, you know, parents do need the help, no matter what. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, and I think that's a very valid point, that even if this is your second, third, fourth, fifth time through motherhood, it's not that, okay, well, I've done this before and I should know what I'm doing and everything should just fall into place. I don't need support anymore. More so treating each walk into that new level of parenthood as, okay, who am I now as a parent? Who is this individual in my life? What needs do they have? Like, it can change each pregnancy, each childbirth, each layer that you come into that way. Maybe the first few times through that journey you didn't need support, and now you feel you are in a place where you could use some helping hands or some support in that way. So that's a great thing to keep in mind too.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's situation is different, and you know, some people need the extra support because maybe their partner is working or, you know, out of town, or they don't have parents in the country, or whatever the case is. And so having that extra support is just so awesome, I think. And
and are you local to Calgary, or speaking about people outside of the city here, do you do visits that way, or do you do anything virtually? What does that look like?
I actually do all of that.
Okay,
so I work out of Calgary, but I do serve the surrounding areas, and then I also offer virtual support. So whether it's, you know, just a check-in, sometimes people just need a check-in. Yeah. Right?
How's it going today?
Exactly. Yeah. Or if it's just like you have questions and you just need, you know, some answers, like I can do it that way. Or if you physically need me there to do whatever it is that you need, I can do that.
Yeah,
so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Such a good resource. Yeah, beautiful. Anything else that you've learned through your journey in parenthood that you wish somebody would have shared with you before you became a parent? It's always nice to do some self-reflection and be able to share with others.
I think just, like, don't be scared to ask for help. It's not something to be ashamed of. It is a strength to ask for help and to be vulnerable and to be truthful about what you're going through. I wish I was told that, instead of just, you know, hanging out on Instagram where everything is
shiny and looks all amazing, and then that's a spiraling of more self-shame and
exactly. And then it's also okay to put away the social media. You can take breaks if that's what is needed for your mental health and your well-being. Like that is okay. You don't have to try and live up to what you see on social media, because it's not realistic a lot of the time.
It's like the 5% shiny moments in somebody else's life, where the other moments leading up to that, I always laugh at. I like capturing the family photos that are more, like, we have a few that we've gotten over time and we're all looking and smiling and it's getting us in our best light that way. But some of my favorite photos are when we're like trying to get everything figured out and it's like not flowing, and then we end up laughing about it, and that's just more real and it feels a little more authentic to how life actually is. So that's like an example of that.
All the death glares.
Like, come on, smile. I feel like that's some of the energy that's there too.
No, that's real life.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, and for sharing a bit about your journey and the support that you're offering. Again, such an amazing resource, and just love what you've created here and what you're offering for moms.
Thank you so much too for having me at your beautiful shop and doing the spotlight.
Absolutely. I love telling the stories behind these beautiful products. Like I said at the start, there's always a deeper meaning, a deeper story, a deeper connection behind that. So thanks for being part of that today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, thanks guys for tuning in. We'll link more information in the description below and have Krista Krista's information here for you to connect with her, as well as how you can find the products here and get connected with her for postpartum support. And we'll also link Families Matter in there as well, because they are such an amazing local resource. So thanks again for being here. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.